I'm gonna do some after work runs, so I figured I'd record it for you, go live and everything. I turn this around, you can see my smug mug. Well, if it turns like that, yeah, I can't see comments or anything, but that's okay too for a little bit, because we know that if I'm running, I'm not gonna stop and look at the camera either. But I did get the dog bone put back in. I made the links a little longer so that there's not quite so much toe in. I'm hoping maybe that'll make sure they don't pop out, because I believe that was the problem. It's already getting slimy. It's not nearly as hot today as it was a couple days ago. Plus, it's not raining, because it was raining for a while. Like a day, one of the days, I went to start up, went to run the car. When I went to leave the house, there was a 1/4 inch of water all over the place. There, battery in. For any of you that watched my live stream yesterday, first off, thanks for staying even though I had a meeting I had to go to. And I appreciate that. Big shout out to Big John D for holding the fort down for me till I figured out the meeting was just gonna go way too long. But anybody who saw it probably saw me smack my thumb with a hammer, or at least heard it. It split it wide open. Fun, fun, fun. Honestly, I don't know how long the live stream will hold out between cell phone battery and temperature, because the cell phone really hates being hot. Really, really. So, good chance it'll shut off. There is a breeze today at least, so that's kind of nice. Once I get up on the driver's stand, I'll adjust the camera a little, maybe try and make it so you're not seeing as much of the open wilderness. Kind of point it down for you, maybe put it in the shade a little. Might help it stay running. So let's get this slimy, oily thing on the ground. And the batteries out of the direct sunlight. Okay, maybe, with any luck, it'll stay running, because it's cooler today. Turn it so you can see more of the track and less of the driver's stand. Hi, KGM. So I'm going to be doing a live run, so I won't be able to see your comments, but I did see you come in. steer straight. What do you say? Small problem with having glasses and it being hot, they fall down, then you can't see. I know, a racer's excuse, right? That's already breaking my little trim tab off, but otherwise, it's still good. I see there's two of you. I know one of them. Oh, there's one person. think that's it for the battery. So, get this thing turned around here. There's that one. There we go. Okay, now I can actually see comments too. Saw John D was in. Howdy, how's it going? So the car is loose, but it's equally loose. So all four corners are just about the same kind of loose, which actually makes the car fairly easy to drive. So when it's loose all the way around, you know it's just skating a little on all four, which is fine. It makes it quite predictable, actually, which is good. So if it's predictable, then you don't really have to worry so much about chasing it down and chasing a setup. So I know the setup's already fairly well. Now, even though it's not 100+ degrees, the downside of running in the heat, batteries really don't like it. Whatever you do, don't take your batteries and cool them off in a hurry. They won't like it. My favorite stuff. Take my foam out. If you empty the can all the way out, most places will actually give you, like most recycling places, will give you some credit for the can. And after that, make sure to hold on to that, because if you're anything like me, you tend to lose them. So, I have a second battery to run, but in the meantime, I am going to change these tires from the vintage Trans Am ones that I've been running over to the US GT tires that I'm actually supposed to be running, and see if it's still neutral that way. I have a bag of tools and keeps trying to run away. So I see two of you are back. After it's been sitting a little while, it's 114-ish degrees. 141, I'm dyslexic. That's how hot the motor is. So I'm definitely gonna let that sit for a little while. Unfortunately, I don't have any shade for it to sit in, so. This is basically the driver's stand. So we got a little itty bitty counter that we use for teching cars, getting them ready, whatnot. Got a pit lane because we do run nitro cars out here. These evil hay bales right there, they tend to reach out and grab you. You can see somebody's already hit them today. That wasn't me. It's right underneath the flight path. So we get a lot. When we race out here, a lot of the team drivers will pit themselves up here with their RVs and their motorhomes and trailers and stuff like that. Where these two cones are is usually where we have the announcer's booth. Sits in here. You stage right here, so if you're the next race, you gather around the nice humming transformer thing here. You can see that we've got marks up here, so where you go to get out of the way, where you go to get up onto the driver's stand. There's two different heights, so regular height, short fuck me, and then they've just put in stuff so that when we're racing out here we can have some shade and some cover, which is nice. There's a loop, so you can see the loop is buried underneath. Or at least it used to be buried underneath. It used to come out right here. I don't know what they're doing for a loop now. It still does. So you guys can just make out the Dean's plug. That is for the loop for the track. So there's a full transponder system here that we use. If you come out to a race, this area will usually be full. You can't park on the dirt, unfortunately. That would be stellar, but they don't let you. There also has to be room for fire lanes, so come early if you want a good spot, because it gets full. Normally, they do prep the track. It's not prepped right now because it rained. The other days when I was out here running, I could hear my feet. Like, I could hear it. And now that it's rained, it's taken all of the syrup off the top. So, let's fix the pole I ran into. There's rumble strips right there to kind of keep you from cutting that corner. But it's not that half bad out here. It's always nice to run. Recently, they had a little problem with people wanting to habitate. That'll get cleaned up for the next race, undoubtedly. So we do have everything set up, though. I mean, the boards are secure. When we race, they have boards they lay down here, and then other boards that go all the way around the edge. So like you saw in my video where I had to watch for stray cones, not so much on race days. They actually block all that off. And then you don't have to worry about hitting the cones. They've got little wooden things like that set up. The straightaway is all marked, so every car has its own starting grid position. The white lines in the center are going to end up being for a drag race track. So a tree is going to go there, and then down there where those blocks are is the finish. So you've got a fairly good amount of run time. Yes, they do move the big wooden pilings when they do drag racing, so don't worry about running into the pilings. You get ample amount of room out here to race. They do race nitro out here, so you can bring just about whatever you want. Preferably not the 8th and 5th scale off-road cars, mainly because of especially with the direct sunlight, it tears the surface up. So however you want to call it, prefer you don't bring out the bigger off-road cars to tear everything up. It is a little cracked, but it is a lot better than it used to be before Hobbytown started using it again. They took some time and they resealed all of it, so it's not at all that bad, really. Tires are good and warm, so I'm going to be putting these on. These are the US GT tires, and then I'll take off these vintage Trans Ams. So if you have a comment, go ahead and put it up. Questions or anything like that, because I'll have some time to look at it while I change the tires and put another battery in it. I don't know if you can make out from the background, but there is a nice wind. You maybe see my hair blowing around, which is rather nice. Makes it feel rather good out here. Taking the vintage Trans Ams off. And putting the US GT tires on. They are directional, so if you want to run these tires, you do need to pay some attention to which direction they are facing. Honestly, I don't know if it'll make a difference, but it might. And the problem I keep having is that when I'm running, my glasses fall down. and it makes it to be awful hard to see like this. So I keep having to try and figure that out. Not easy. But what are you gonna do in life, right? Get contacts? That'd probably be the best way. I might put some fuel tube. The good old-fashioned fuel tube. I might put that on the back side of my glasses in here. So it's got something to hang on to. Maybe some of that stickum foam rubber up underneath the nose. They're also much shallower. So, not nearly as deep. Especially if you compare it to, say, a vintage Trans Am rear. You can see how much smaller that is. It's a little bit of a height difference, but not a staggering amount. I still have the very loose front differential. It doesn't even feel like there's any oil in it right now. Which to me is just fine, actually. It's a gear-driven front and rear with a shaft, so there's no belt slop or anything along those lines. So the fact that the front differential is nice and free is probably a good thing. That'll let it turn real well. So, vintage Trans Am tires are off. If I can get a day off, like a full day off to come out here before my back surgery, maybe I'll bring the trailer. To be honest, I probably will save that till after my back surgery. That way, literally I could drive it up the ramp that's behind me for the driver's stand, and I could just work on it at arm's length. So this is the level above, and then there's a level below. So if I can drive it up to the level above, I can grab the car out of the trailer and everything, and I don't have to bend down to grab the car out of the trailer and whatnot. I'm going to keep the battery in the same position, which is dead neutral. A couple of foam blocks. They'll be right in the center. I'm not changing anything other than the tires because I want to see how well it's going to work now with these, since I know it's neutral. It's loose, but it's neutral loose. I attribute a lot of that to the fact that the surface has been rained on and like all the stickum's gone. Other battery. This is the newer, higher power battery compared to the other. My actual race pack. I might run qualifying runs with that other pack, but like EA main, I'm running this battery right here. there goes all the body clips. And speaking of there goes, so I lost my trim tab on that side. And this is starting to crack, so probably when I ran it into the pipe. One, two, three, all four. That will probably create a bit of a wiggle. And it's gonna try and pull to the driver's side, which on the straightaway, they're gonna equate to it pulling towards the cones. Of course, if you're in Europe, that's ass backwards. Some of you are, I know, you know, UK medic, obviously. He's not from around here. There we go. I found the on switch. So this will be my last pack. I only brought 2. Which is fine, because in that way I can go get something to eat. Such. Nobody wanted to comment before I got in there, so okay. Again, I gotta keep you guys in the shade or this phone will probably die. local neighbors are out making a racket. Apologies. Yeah, it's a little looser in the back than it was before. want to burn the tires off. You get about 5 race days, 3 or 4 races a piece, so not a lot of time. And the tires are like $40 a set. $40 for 4 of them. So I don't want to tear them up when it's not a race day. I also just don't want to tear up the car. So I can see the chat if you guys want to drop in questions, comments, anything along those lines. I did drive it for at least the amount of time a race would be. Now we're looking at 186 degrees. What the motor is. Tires are 128. They got good and hot up back. Fronts are 118. They got warmed up some, so definitely the backs are a little warmer. That might be why it was skidding around some, but then again, it's half the tire. A little less. Well, lose about a quarter of the tire from the vintage Trans Ams. So you do lose some. It's not horrible, but I wonder why it keeps turning the messages off. I don't know. Anyway. Program noting. There's only one of you, so maybe you'll have to forward it to other people. But as a program note, my primary StreamYard is out of free time. And I don't plan on spending any money till after my back surgery, because one, I won't be using it like on this stuff or anything, and two, there's a slim possibility I might not make it out of the back surgery, and I don't want to leave my husband yet another bill he's got to cancel that he doesn't know how to cancel. So with that, I'm going to go get myself some food and go home and get out of these stupid black pants I have to have on for work and cool down some. Maybe I'll start another live stream, maybe not. Comment if you want me to. Like I said, it won't be a StreamYard, but I might start one up anyway. Take care. That turns into about an hour. See you later. Bye.